right, let's go.
Hello everyone, good morning from Homestead Miami Speedway. We are taking a few laps around this 1.5 mile oval. And look what we've got here. This is David Reagan.
Yeah, I got both hands on the steering wheel for the most part, and we're driving a Bullet Mustang, so it actually handles pretty well. We'll get up to about 110, maybe 120 miles an hour, and get it warmed in for the pace laps later on the day.
Take a look here. David, what is the most important factor when racing here at Homestead Miami?
You know, I think at Homestead Miami Speedway, you've got to manage tires and be able to move around, because the racetrack is just really worn out from sitting in the South Florida sun over the years. It's been 15 years since the track has been paved, and so it's really worn out. Goodyear brings a great tire, and you can run the very bottom, you know, which we'll run right now. You get down all the way to the white line, and you'll roll right around the bottom groove. But what happens is the tires, they wear out, and they start to lose grip, and you just can't make that tight of a radius anymore without slowing down a lot. So some guys, and most guys, will start navigating and moving up the racetrack, and you can enter in the high groove, and it's just easier on the tire. You can roll along the wall, just a few inches away is where you need to be, and then it allows you to get pointed straight, and you can drive off the corner and carry a little bit more speed down the straightaway. So you got to move around a lot here in Miami.
When you go into a race like this, do you have a set strategy of, I'm going to run the low side, I'm going to run the high side, or is it all a race time decision?
You know, you do try to move around some in practice to see how your car handles in every groove, because during the race you will have to move around. What happens is if you're going really fast in the top groove and you catch someone that's running the top groove, you've got to move to pass them. You just can't drive through them. And so often you'll see guys get hung up and they're not able to pass. So I will try to run the middle, try to run the bottom some in practice, just to see how my car handles, because at some point, whether it's racing for position or lap traffic, or if you have better tires than someone in front of you, you're going to have to move around. But I like to run the middle to the lower groove earlier in the race, and then later in the race you can move up some.
What's your favorite memory of this place?
You know, probably my very first ever race down here. My first ever NASCAR race in the Xfinity Series was 2004. I had just graduated high school that summer, and we came down here and we made the Busch Series race then, and that was a big accomplishment for me. I think I was 18, 19 years old, and I was able to come down and make my Busch Series debut, and we made all the laps. I think we finished up 28th or something like that, but that was a really big deal for me to be in Homestead Miami Speedway.
Before we wrap up, I've got to ask you about your machine today. What's the outlook for the number 38 Ford?
Yes, we qualified 25th, and our car's okay. It's not perfect. I think it's a top 15 to top 20 race car right now. We're going to have to make it better on the long run. We'll run about 40 laps before we pit in today's race, and we only ran about 20 laps in practice, was the longest we ran. So we've got 1,000 bulbs on our Ford today, and I think that Ford Championship weekend have a couple of other Fords that are racing for the championship, but we want to see them win the championship, but we want to gotta go out and win the race, or get a nice top 5 or a top 10. That would be a good day for the Front Row Motorsports team.
We're about to wrap up this ride, fans. We thank you for tuning in, but David, I've got to ask you, kind of, when you look at today and the championship Ford drivers that are going to battle it out for the title, we saw in the trucks race, we saw in the Xfinity race, a relatively calm event.
Yeah.
Do you expect that today, or do you have an explanation as to why those races were so calm?
You know, it's really hard to say. So often we expect a race to be caution-filled or have a lot of green flag runs, and sometimes it surprises you either way. But I think the first couple of stages will be pretty calm. At least that's what history has shown. But the last 100 laps of the final stage seems to, everybody races harder. They take more chances. They're going to be right against the wall. You're going to have opportunities to have damage for cautions to come out. And guess what? When cautions come out, that generally brings more cautions because everybody's bunched together. So I think the first